Hey everyone, this is Wei and welcome back. Let's do some more anime drawing, and this time I'll be drawing Gaara. So let's get started and I'll talk about the process along the way. Alright, so let's draw Gaara here, and let's see. His face is, pretty cool looking face. For this anime stuff, let's just go this way. I mean, there's a lot of ways of doing it. You know, you can sketch in the whole head, but since the hair and stuff is really big, I'm just kind of sketching it's kind of his face first. So this is just kind of like all eyeballing. I'm just gonna draw this. Okay, so this is his eye's gonna be somewhere over here. All right, so let's see. So let's see, it's facing a little bit to its left. So let's just draw in the center line, just as a guideline. And I mean, normally, you know, once you draw enough, you probably don't even need to do any of these guidelines, but it does help, you know, at the beginning. And since I don't know this character too well, you know, it's nice to have some guideline, right? All right, so let's draw, so his eye's gonna be right over here. Let's see, I'm gonna draw the outside of his eye since it's got this black thing around it. All right. And then on the other side, so again, with anime drawing, a lot of it is just proportions, right? Because there's not a lot of stuff going on. This kind of goes with any kind of cartoon drawing, where it's just mostly line work. All right. So if we look at his nose, if you kind of measure the distance, it's kind of like halfway, slightly lower than halfway. So halfway from here to here, halfway would be right here, so slightly lower. So it's probably be somewhere right there, and then his mouth would be underneath, just a line. So I just, I don't know, sometimes I feel kind of silly showing you guys how to draw this because it is very simple. But again, you know, all we're trying to get is really just the right proportion. So it looks like its chin needs to be a little bit lower, and I'm just gonna, now I can adjust for little things along the way as I'm drawing. Okay, so let's go, all right, let's just draw in the eye since it's just a couple of lines anyway. So it's kind of like a leaf shape, right? Kind of tapers down like this. Okay, then the eyeball. I don't watch this cartoon, by the way, anime, by the way. I haven't watched any anime at all for a long time. Used to do it a lot. So I don't know what this character is about, but it does look very cool. With no eyebrow. I guess that's what makes him cool. All right, so here's his brow. So let's see, other side. Again, same leaf shape, very sharp. Then here, all right, so his face kind of comes out a little bit more. So, you know, once you start drawing it, you know, you realize certain things are off, and that's how you adjust for things. Unless you draw it for a long time, then you kind of know the proportions very well, especially these kind of cartoony stuff. You actually remember how to draw them, you know, because it is so simple. Okay, his mouth down here, and then his face. All right, so let's just finish this. All right, so let's see his hair. Okay, a couple of strands here. I probably won't pay too much attention to it. Okay, his ear. So if you measure, his ear is kind of like, you know, ends right around here, because if you extend the line, that's where he's kind of like right above his nose. So that gives you this reference point, and then you know how to end the ear, his earlobe, right? Then his hair, a couple of strands, and then let's see. Okay, he's got this cool hairstyle right here. So let's see. So for this kind of stuff, here, you know, you can draw things like this. All right. So kind of like, you know, see his top point right here. If you measure it, it's kind of like right above his eye, right around here. So it's right there. That's his top point. and it kind of slants down, right, all this hair. So by drawing a line like this, that gives you a very good guideline in order for you to draw the hair. So now you can actually go, you know, this way. It might not be all that accurate, but I'm just kind of give you, you know, show you a way of drawing these things so that you don't start doing these, you know, individual hair strands too early. You know, you want to kind of get these guidelines in first. Okay, so here. Okay, and then let's see his hairs. Again, if you wanted to, we can actually, yeah, I can't see the top of it, but I assume it's probably somewhere where something. I assume the head shape would be kind of something like this, right? And then once we have this, and then now we can go in and draw these individual hair strands. Kind of like going all the way around. And I can't see what's going on up top, but I'm assuming it's just going to be more spikes. But I'll just leave that for now because there's really no point in doing all those little spikes. Probably won't even fit on my piece of paper anyways. So you guys can do that. You know, leave more room on your piece of paper. So again, spike, 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 spike. Let's just go all the way up. All right, something like that. I don't know. All right, so that's really about it. I mean, there's not much. I mean, obviously we kind of shade this in, but you know, all the hard work is done. The hard work is just basically getting the right proportions, right? So I'm gonna shade, and then I'm gonna outline the edges a little bit more. Just give it a little bit more defined shape, so I can shade like this, right? Just regular, very simple one-directional line. So once you shaded that, you know, usually the edges are not as clean, so you just kind of go back, just kind of hit it a little bit harder, and that'll give you a very clean look, you know. All right, and let's work on some shading then. So it's eyeball. So these kind of cell shading, just kind of, you can outline it and then shade in. Outline, shade in the hair a little bit, the eyeball. Okay, there's actually some stuff here. So, okay, so I'm gonna outline this. Okay, and then I'm gonna shade it one more time. Going across, and that'll give you some, you know, because we cross hatch down here in his eyeball, that'll make his eyeball a little bit darker as well. So that's why cross hatching shading works really well. Okay, so probably outline it a little bit more so we can make sure we can see that. Okay. So let's see, what other shadow? Okay, yeah, under his nose. So right here, we're just gonna outline the shape and then just one directional shading. So it kind of helps to shade it like this because again, it kind of makes it look more like a cell shaded, right? So it kind of fits this whole, obviously, anime look. So now I'm just cleaning up the lines a little bit. I'm gonna shade it in just a little bit when I went too dark, but that still looks okay. All right, and then the hair, yeah, you know, this is kind of tedious, but let's just shade it in. Yeah, I almost forgot the kanji letter on his forehead. Let me do the hair first because it does help a lot. So again, cell shaded, let's see, let's just go, it's kind of like this. I'm trying to follow it, but it's not all that accurate. I'm just kind of wing it. Okay, so I'm just drawing these lines, and then from these lines I'm gonna shade it in. Okay, one directional lines. I outline it a little bit more, get a little bit cleaner look. And I'm using a 6B, so it's very dark and soft. This might not be best for anime drawing, but I kind of like it because it's quick. So I'm trying to keep the values of this hair the same. That way we can get a nice cell shaded look. Just kind of accentuating the edge a little bit more. A little bit of shadowing going on here. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that since it's just the ear. And the hair could probably go a little bit darker. You know, I can actually shade it in. Let's say I could do one more layer over it, you know, for the rest of the hair. But let's not do that. It's a little bit too repetitive. And then again, this side, let's see, just do that. You know, when you guys are doing this, you can do cleaner lines, but right now I'm just kind of finishing this thing up because, you know, with cell shaded, this kind of stuff could get a little bit tedious, you know. It's a lot of little line work. All right, so let's see, that's about it. I mean, there's a lettering on his head, but I guess it stands for love. 1, 2, 3. It's a little bit harder to do it. I was gonna write the letter, kanji letter first, since I do know what this letter is. Placement's off, but okay. Yeah, a lot of little shading. Yeah, that's about it. And then the hair's got some shadowing on the hair just to give it a little bit more depth. All right, let's do one more of this, kind of see if I can get the right proportion on this. So I'm gonna do his hair, eyeline. Again, I'm trying to figure out a way of blocking things in, and this is gonna be a slightly different view. And I'm referencing a little bit, kind of different drawing of him. Looks a little bit, almost looks a little bit older. So, you know, there's usually a little bit of variation between, you know, how people draw the faces and things like that. This one looks a little bit older. All right, so here's his eye line, right? So eye's gonna be right around here. Again, I'm trying to figure out the proportion of this thing. So that's why I drew this, and this is going up to the hair, the point, right? Coming down here, the eye's right here, and it kind of comes down. And then his nose, a little bit lower, and then his mouth down here. Okay, and then so this one, I don't know, it looks like it's drawn by a different artist. Okay, his eye. Okay, so I think, yeah, this is okay. So his hair, 1, 2, 3. This one's a little bit bigger. Let's see, spiky, ear, right down his nose, right around here, ear. Then let's see, more spiky hair. All right, kind of spiky on the back, jawline. Neck. Let's refine this a little bit more. It's a letter. Okay, I'm just kind of roughing it out. kind of want to see. I just kind of want to draw it again, you know, see if I can figure out proportions of this. Because once you figure it out, then you know you can draw this face at any angle. You know, it's a little bit easier. Yeah. So okay, that's not bad. So it's basically, you know, starting off basically this kind of shape right here, just outlining it and doing the eye line. Here's the center line. Oh, it's too late to put that in, right? No point putting in guidelines now. All right, so it's hair shading. Okay, yeah, that kind of works. His neck. All right, that's kind of cool. Yeah, cool character. I actually really dig this guy. All right, so that's it for this Gaara drawing, and hope you guys like this. And if you do, please do give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.